Hello my loves, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Sukhasana Easy Pose. How to do it, modifications and variations of the pose, and the benefits of Sukhasana. So come into a seated position, knees bent, feet on the floor. Cross the shins one over each other and let the knees open out one to each side. So the feet rest underneath the opposite leg. As you find yourself here then, think about rooting down the sit bones into the floor. And as you root the sit bones down, let the crown of the head rise up like you have a book on the top of your head. Maybe the arms rest down by the sides. Maybe the hands rest on the knees. Or the hands can rest into the lap here. And as you take a few breaths, think about a nice long line, crown of the head, through to the heart, down through into the hips. And as you think about that long line, draw the lower ribs in a little bit here to avoid popping up through the spine. Just feel nice and long through the torso, nice and long through the crown of the head. As you take maybe 8 to 10 breaths here, make sure after those 8 to 10 breaths that you lift the legs, uncross and recross the other way. So this will be the one that feels a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit weird. And then rest for another 8 to 10 breaths. Again, rooting down through the sit bones, rising up through the crown of the head. This can be an uncomfortable position for a lot of people, so let's look at ways to make this more comfortable. So, first things first, if the hips are an issue and you find yourself in Sukhasana with your knees right up towards your armpits or your shoulders, lift the pelvis up. Let's get you a little bit more comfortable. So we can do that in two ways. We can use a block or we can use a bolster. All we're doing is lifting the pelvis. So take your bolster or your block behind you, sit, cross, open. Does that give you more open? Can you sit longer in Sukhasana in that lifted position? Same with the block. Place your bum, cross, sit. If you don't have either of those, perhaps you have a nice thick towel or blanket, you can place that behind you and sit on your blanket. Might just need a little bit of height for your pelvis. So if it's your hips that are not the issue, perhaps it's the knees that feel a little bit uncomfortable here. Options for this, take the feet further away. You can take a bolster or blocks or something and place them underneath the legs. Or maybe you just lift the bum just as before and that solves the issue with the knees. If your bum or your ankles just feel a little bony on the floor, have a nice thick blanket, towel or cushion underneath and then come to sit on your blanket. Give yourself a little bit of cushion. Now, if you're like me and you have a big discrepancy in how much the knees open away from each other, this side, my knees are pretty much level. When I come into the opposite side, this side just feels a little bit stuck, a little bit uncomfortable. What you can do is add a little bit of padding for that leg. Give it a little bit of support so that it's not holding in the air. Give it a little bit of TLC. So let's talk about the 7 benefits of Sukhasana. So the first one is that it strengthens all through the back body. We root down through the pelvis here, we root down through the sit bones, we lengthen through the crown of the head. We're working all of these postural muscles. Second benefit is that you get a stretch for the knees and the ankles. An obvious benefit here is that you open the hips, making it a great preparation pose for Baddha Konasana. And because your sit bones are rooted to the floor, it's a great pose for kind of connecting to your primal base chakra, the Muladhara chakra. And because this is a meditative pose, it really helps with meditation because you need to practice to sit into meditation. And because of the correlation in our mind with this being a meditative pose, it can help calm the mind, reduce stress and anxiety. So I hope that helps. I hope you found some version of Sukhasana that you can sit in here. If you're struggling with any other ailment that I haven't covered here today, then leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and remember, my loves, that karma is only a bitch if you are. So be nice, be kind, and be the change that you want to see in the world.